So I'll just dip a little bit that was on the floor. All right, I want to kind of save that one just in case. And I'm just going to lightly go across here. You don't want to press hard. You want it to, you want your brush to turn. So, and this is a technique that I saw on somebody else doing it. We'll kind of see how it works. We've got plenty of time still to kind of work with this stuff. So if I don't like it, there's you know, rebrushing back over it. You can straight take your hand and flow down the side. Which has got a little piece of trash in it. And guess what? I'm just going to reach down there and I'm just going to grab it. All right, so now last thing, I want to look across here. I just want to make sure that I don't have any trash in it. Okay, see a little piece here? I'm just going to reach down in it and I'm just getting it out. It doesn't matter that I just created a small crater with my finger into this epoxy. So once again, it's going to self-level out. It's got tons of air bubbles, which is great. We're going to get all those out in a minute. And you know, even if you find another piece of trash later, I mean, you can, once again, you can just straight get it out. I can go back with my brush anytime during this 45 minutes and rework it. All right, so I am I'm actually going to kind of load my hand up here. And I'm just going to brush across. I just want to make sure, you know, that's just a big thing. Yeah, you're going to see a lot of the top of this countertop, but when you're walking in to the kitchen, that's another thing you're going to see right out of the gate. So I just want to make sure he's getting as much product on these edges as I possibly can. We're looking good over here. We've really kind of leveled out. But also too, you know, doing this with your hands, you can kind of feel and make sure that you're getting, you know, your edges are good and that they're thick. You can also take your hand too. We're going to run it across this bottom edge, or drip edge here. And once again, you're going to have to do that several times during this process, and even once it's all done, you're going to have to go back and sand that bottom off. All right, so we're looking pretty good. We're going to take our gloves off, and we're going to torch this thing up again. Once again, guys, when you're working with stuff like this, just please be careful. Be cautious of where you're pointing this thing, what it's pointed at. Adjust my flame here. All right, here we go. One thing too that you're going to notice, I'm not going to hit my edges. You know, when you're doing this, you know, you're heating this epoxy up even more, which is going to make it move. You know, you're helping, even though it does self-level, you're helping the leveling process of it too. Probably hard to see with the camera, but if I get down in here, I could really just move these metallics around and soften up some of these blacks. see like how that will just move around. So once again, I don't want to do my sides because I don't want to get rid of any product that's on the side. You know, I want the countertop to naturally level and roll the product over the edge. That's what I'm looking for. So I want to stay just on the top of the countertop. We'll actually blowtorch this a little bit longer this time because this is really the final step right here. You know, we're torching it, so I really want to make sure that I have no trash in it. When you're doing these countertops, you know, make sure that your temperature's right. Once again, you know, I've cranked up the heat a little bit down here in the basement. You can see I'm probably sweating a little bit. Actually, I know I'm sweating, but I warmed it up a little bit down here because I want it to be the right temperatures. And this there's an air vent actually right behind me that I've closed, so that way we have no air actually directly hitting down on the countertop, because that air, you know, could have contaminants in it. And when you're going through all this trouble and all this work, you know, you want to try to set yourself up to have the best possible environment, especially from a do-it-yourself standpoint. You know, we're not professionals. We don't have a big heated shop with, you know, air ventilation that's pulling off all the contaminants. And you see by the wallpaper behind us, we are literally in a finished basement doing this. So you may have just seen me go over that edge just a little bit. If you've got bubbles, especially because this has got a relief on it, there's a possibility that, you know, bubbles might hit right there. You know, if you do, you're going across that relief, just be careful. Pull your torch away just a little bit, you know, that way you can, you know, just take extra precaution around that. Because like I said, you don't want to be forcing extra product over that edge. Alright, so now I'm really going to kind of get down in here, and I really need to be getting that reflection of the lights in the ceiling, because now is the time that you want to see every little thing, every little imperfection that is in there. Every little, no matter if it was a piece of trash or if it's just some air bubbles that you can see working, you want to go ahead and get those out. The more time you spend, even though your time is limited, but the more time you spend being extra careful in this last process really makes a difference of how your countertop's going to turn out. So with that being said, I'm about to have to go to the other side, and I'll probably be in the way of the camera, so we'll probably pause for a minute, let me finish up that other side, and then I'll probably take over the camera since I've been walking around in this epoxy, and give you a real nice close look of our finished product. So I'll be back in just a second. All right, guys, so here we go. This is our finished product here. You can see some of those hard edges, how much they softened up. So it's really turned out gorgeous. We're both really happy with it. So, I mean, it's just, you can see the reflection. You see the ceiling, you see the light. I mean, it's just turned out gorgeous. So, there it is. It's done.